yin. We're going to do a yin class.
Okay.
So both are good for that, calming the central nervous system down. So we can go into deeper sleep and deeper rest into our body. Sorry, what did you say?
Fear.
Fear? Oh yeah, reducing fear is good for sleep as well. Because fear is a first chakra issue, and when we feel a sense of anxiety, our vata is deranged, and our vata is deranged, then we'll have lack of sleep and other vata conditions, which is really the beginning of all disease, is vata derangement. So if we're not sleeping, that's a sign that maybe our vata is out of order and that we need to work on anti-vata conditions. Okay, after all that, I don't know what we were going to do. But
Yin, I think we're doing.
oh yeah, we're going to do yin. Hopefully you have a bolster, or something you can make for a bolster. I think Juanita might be getting you one, but go.
Oh, here's
go
an
for it.
extra one. John?
Well, that's one's for Juanita and one's.
No, she's going to get one. She's getting one. Don't know.
All right. So let's start with our neck. We're working to our neck and our shoulders. So just bring our right hand over to our left ear and just let our head come down. You bring your hand behind your head or behind your back and put it in your yoga pants or something. Open up into this trapezius area. You're not really pushing down, you're just allowing the weight of your hand to bring your head down. And then push your head into your hand, so you're creating tension in the side of your neck. And we'll let that go. And leave your head where it is, or you can leave your hand there if you want. Go ahead and squeeze the side of your neck. Squeeze like you're squeezing a lemon. Go down your neck, go right into your trapezius area. And then maybe back up. And let go of your head. Allow your head to come up on its own. We'll do the other side. So left to right. And again, you can bring your hand behind your back just to remind yourself to keep your right shoulder down. The weight of your hand brings your head toward the left. If you like, you can lift up your right shoulder and then bring it down. Lift it up and bring it down. Just to make sure that there's no tension through there. And then push your head into your hand. And let go of that pressure, and then bring your right hand to your side of your right neck and squeeze and pull away from your spinal cord all the way into your trapezius area. And then let go, allow your head to come up on its own. And bring your chin down. Bring your head behind, your hands behind your head. Push your head into your hands. So you're creating tension in the back of your neck. Let go of the tension, and then bring your hands to either side of your neck and make circles. Push in and make circles. Take your fingers on either side of your spinal cord, push in and pull away, push in and pull away, go all the way down your neck, and go on to the base of where your neck begins, into your trapezius area. And while we're here, let's go ahead and make a circle out of our shoulders, our elbows, working into our shoulders. And going the other way. couple circles out of your head. Leave any tension that might be left over. Go the other way. So, let's go ahead and bring our feet out in a diamond shape. Instead of Baddha Konasana, you bring in your heels in. We'll make a diamond. And for some of us, we'll picture the NA symbol. Others, I don't know how you make a triangle for AA. But you could have your pillow on top of your feet and then come over. Just to warm up, stretch the lower back and into the hips some. The reason why worry kills more people than work is that more people worry than work. Robert Frost. Worry is a lonely activity. It puts distance between us and others. Our program is full of ideas about what to do with worry. In step 3, we turn our will and our lives over to God. This includes our worry. Our slogans also suggest what to do with worry. One day at a time. Live and let live. Easy does it. Let go and let God. Their main message is stop worrying. Trust the program. Trust your higher power. Everything will be okay. Prayer for today. Higher power, I give you my worries. Teach me how to trust again. I want to trust in you, my program, and myself. The action for the day might be I write the program slogans listed above on a piece of paper and I'll read them over today. I will let myself live them today. So the slogans as cliches are cliches because they do work. Slowly come up from here. Move your bolster to the side for now, and let's bring our right hand over to our left hand over to our right knee and do a little twist. And then we'll come forward and bring our right to our left, twist the other way. And come forward. And bring your bolster with you. We'll come over into our hands and knees. Move your hips side to side. Here, maybe make a circle out of your hips. And go the other way. We're going to go ahead now, bring our left foot out inside of your left hand into the dragon, and have your bolster on the left side of your foot. here, we're going to take our forearm onto our bolster and then lean over toward our bolster, lifting up your right foot, reaching back, grab onto your foot. And you're leaning over. This feels like impossible to get there. Maybe it is, and that's okay. You can just have it down. But if you can, it's a nice quad stretch. Push your foot into your hand to twist a little more, maybe. We'll let go of our foot and come up. You bring your foot forward, either to its side or a 90-degree angle. You bring your bolster in front and lay down into pigeon pose. Opening up our hips. Breathing in any place you feel tension or tightness. A single verse summarizes all the wisdom of the Buddha's 84,000 teachings. To avoid all wrong, to bring all good to perfection, to fully discipline your mind, this is the Buddha's teaching. The simple sayings, the complex philosophy, and a numbered list are all there. All these are for this purpose of leading us to abandon all harm, enrich our good qualities to their utmost, and tame our afflictions and mental defilements. We need to be confused about what to do. Our work is cut out for us. You take all the teachings of all the enlightened people and bring them down to their simplest forms. It is do good, be good, do no harm. And it seems really simple until we start practicing it, and then we find the complications. And that's why they, especially the Buddha, talked a lot about how to do all that. You can slowly feel as if you're pushing down your right leg. It's nothing really forceful, but it's just a gentle pushing down, and feel how it opens up into your gluteal and into your left hip. out of it. Bring your hands under your shoulders, come up. And then bring your right heel, the inside of your left, no, wait a second, your left heel on the inside of your right leg. And then reach down and grab onto your foot or your shin, whatever you can grab onto. And bring your left arm up and over, opening up our side bodies. And we'll slowly come up. And we'll do the other side. Moving your bolster over. So we had our come up and started off at the table. We'll bring our right foot on the outside of our ham. It really doesn't matter. We're going to come forward, lean over toward the bolster. Then lift up the left leg. Reach back, grab onto your ankle.
Sitting on our bolsters.
A pillow doesn't work very well.
It doesn't? No.
Do you want it?
Please?
Do you want me to read it?
Oh, no, she's fine.
I said a pillow doesn't work very well.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, that's okay.
Maybe you can get a rock. You're outside.
A rock, yeah, better.
A log.
You can put a log on there. And let go of your foot. It's probably uncomfortable enough for long enough. And bring your bolster over. We'll go right into pigeon. Laying over your bolster. And again, feeling where you feel the tension, bringing your attention to the tension. This is from the Tao. Adaptability. Nature adapts continually, and everything in nature exists because of adaptability. The sage recognizes this and makes use of it. The ultimate expression of our lives is the understanding of what we are capable of. The sage has no need to show his strength. He has no need to brag or compete, for his strength is in being able to bend when it serves him to bend. He knows how to let go of what he wants and where he thinks he is going. The strength of the sage is in being at home and at ease with the changes of his life. Watch the way water flows. it always takes the easy way. Next time you find yourself being stubborn, give in. Next time you find yourself wanting to say no, try yes instead. Experiment with your ability to change course, and you will find that you become more relaxed. With relaxation, your energies will flow. Not being fixed, your senses of pleasure will also grow. Water oftentimes is connected to our feelings because feelings are supposed to flow like the water. When we dam up our feelings, they begin to become like a mucky pond with no life. We allow our feelings to come, and then we allow them to go. Again, gently push your left leg in toward the floor. See how it changes the stretch in a subtle manner, working into your gluteals, into your hip flexors. Bring your hands on your shoulders, come up, sitting onto your right sit bone as you come around. Bring your heel into your left leg, stretch your left leg, arm out, grab it onto your shin or your big toe, whatever you can. Bring your other arm over. Come up from here. Move onto our all twos. And let's bring our hands behind our back. Push your fists down and lift your arms up as much as you can as you bring your heart forward. And then release the pressure and then do it again. Pulling your fist backwards, opening up into your heart. And then release. Do that one more time. And then come forward. Bring your forehead onto the floor. Your arms up in the air. The seal of yoga. And then roll up onto the top of your head. And go back to your forehead. Top of your head. Your forehead. Top of your head, and then use your strength to come up, back up into all twos, and bring your hands behind your back, push your pelvis forward, drop your head back, open up your throat chakra. here for about a minute, maybe two. If you'd like to go into full camel, you can by bringing your one hand to your heel, the other hand to your heel, pushing your pelvis forward, dropping your head back. Or you can stay where you're at. If you're in full camel, coming up with one hand and then the other. Bring our big toes together, or knees apart. And take our bolster or our pillow in between our legs, and we'll go into restorative child pose. One generation's tragedy often becomes the next generation's comedy. So you might as well start laughing about it now. Someday we'll just look back at all this COVID stuff and just laugh. Humor is the best way of getting through any situation. And there's always good that comes out of any kind of tragedy. So we can find the good in the midst of any tragedy. We can, it makes it lighter. And if our spirit is lighter, then we feel more alive, more into the world. And then we can find solutions to the problem. We get stuck in our problems, it's harder to find solutions. If your head is turned one way, you might want to turn it the other way, so you don't strain your neck some more. Come up from here, move our bolster out of the way for now, or our pillow, whatever we have. Come onto our belly, and come onto our forearms in the Sphinx pose. Our back should be nice and warmed up for this. So feel a heaviness in your pelvic area and feel your heart coming forward. Maybe after the camel this isn't enough, so maybe you want to go ahead and lift up your elbows, coming into purpose, on purpose. Slowly open up into our spinal cord. If you have any kind of bulging disc, this is a wonderful thing to do daily. If we have narrowing of the spine, we probably want to not do this as much. If we have narrowing of the spine, we want to extend our spinal cord and stretch it, do things like that, maybe some twist. Lift your up off your forearms, coming down on your forearms, and then just bring your knees up, your feet up, and windshield wiper back and forth. Releasing any tension into your lower back. Then bring your legs down, make a big X out of your arm, bring your right over top your left. Place your head onto your arms, open up into our shoulder area. When we're on our belly, we work into our sympathetic nervous system. We work with our vulnerability. Being on our stomach is more vulnerable than being on our back. So you might be feeling that tension while you're on your belly. Always reminds me though of watching cartoons on Saturday morning for some reason. We allow gravity to open up in between our shoulders into our upper back. Gravity of our head on top of our arms, slowing our blood flow down. And we'll go ahead and make a big T out of our arms, look toward our right or left cheek on the ground. traction for our neck. And then bend your right elbow and push off to your left. So you're on your left side. This might be enough. Maybe you want to reach back, grab onto your right ankle with your right hand. And you lay back, push your ankle into your hand a little bit to feel that sensation into your trapezius on your right side while you're squishing your left shoulder. Again, slowing down the blood flow. It doesn't stop. If you laid here all night, you probably would stop to a point where you would not feel so comfortable coming out of it. We won't be here that long though, just enough to allow fresh blood to go through our shoulder, to our arms. We'll let go of our ankle, roll back onto our belly. Pause, allow the blood to go through. Allow the Vayana Vayu to work. And then we'll take our left arm over top of our right, make another X for Xavier University. Or the X-Men. Could be the X-Men today. If you happen to be a UC fan. Just let your head ride on your left arm. And make another T out of your arm, this time look toward your left. And bend your left elbow, roll over to your right. And this might be enough. If you like, you can reach back, grab onto your left ankle with your left hand. Cat chasing its tail. Gently push your foot into your hand. Opening up your side of your neck into your trapezius muscles. Let go of your ankle, your foot. Roll back on. Allow the blood to go back into your arm for a moment. Bring our hands on our shoulders, come up. Bring our bolster or our pillow. Bring like a V out of your legs. Place the bolster right over top, or maybe you enjoy this posture to the point where you don't need a bolster, you just lay over top. If you're a cheerleader, you wouldn't need the bolster.
I wasn't cool enough to be a cheerleader.
I smoked way too much pot.
Deer Park.
Fit right in.
Just like, because people were partying. They weren't falling.
So again, we allow our gravity to open us up. And maybe you can feel as you go, we'll be here for a few minutes, that gravity is pulling you forward a little bit more, because then there's more openness into your hip area. From Thich Nhat Hanh, How to Relax. Letting go. To let go means to let go of something. Something may be an object in your mind, something we've created, like an idea, feeling, desire, or belief. Getting stuck on that idea could bring a lot of unhappiness and anxiety. We like to let it go, but how? It's not enough just to want it to let go. We have to recognize it first as being something real. We have to look deeply into its nature and where it comes from. Because ideas are born from feelings, emotions, and past experiences, from things we've seen and heard. With the energy of mindfulness and concentration, we can look deeply and discover the roots of the idea, feeling, emotion, or desire. Mindfulness and concentration bring about insight, and insight can help us release the object of our mind. We recognize what we want to release. We have a lot easier time in knowing that there's always a duality, in that there's what we want to release and who wants to release it. We can let go, and just as our slogan from our first reading said, we let go and we let God. So we look for a spiritual solution in our holding on, into our attachments, which is what the Buddha would say is a reason for all of our suffering. It's not what happens to us, it's by how much we hold on to what's happening to us that causes suffering. Even if we get the coronavirus, the suffering is holding on to the idea that now I have the virus more than it is having the virus. We'll be here for about a minute and a half. While we're in here, you can see what you're holding on to today. What attachments do you have? And if see if they're serving you any good. So slowly come up from here, bring our bolster to the end of our mat. First bring your legs together and wiggle waggle around. And then come onto your forearms. We'll lift up one leg and then the other. Just relieve any tension into our hip area. And then we'll have our bolster behind our back and bring your feet together. We'll lay back into Supta Konasana onto our bolster. And if you don't have a bolster, you can also do it without a bolster. Or you can do it on a log or a rock, whatever might be close to you. Just lay back and again allowing gravity to allow our knees to come down. Allowing gravity to open up into our hips and our pelvic area, to our psoas muscle, releasing any tension in there. Of course, our psoas muscle is the seat of our fear. So if we relax into our psoas, then we are able to release our fears. So as muscle goes around into our first chakra and wraps around into our back of our spinal cord, holds our legs on. It helps us with walking. The thing with fear is, it is an attachment in that you're trying to attach yourself to a feeling that you have, trying to push away with aversion anything that might change the feeling that you're feeling now. And so if, like the reading from the Tao talks about flowing, if we're able to flow through life, there's nothing to fear. We just adapt to it. And also, if we create space for ourselves, with spaciousness comes non-duality. And through non-duality, nothing can harm us, because all is one. you are unbolstered and you're giving yourself a little bit of heart opener. And open heart also allows us to have openness in our being. Letting go of any grief, of any harms that we've felt that has been happening to us. And grief again is a form of attachment. On a bolster, not use your hands and bring your knees together. Roll over your bolster or roll over to your side. Pausing in C position. Feeling the strength of your second and third chakra. The seed needs a lot of third chakra energy to sprout. So use that energy, push off our hands, come up into a seated position. And we will start our meditation in just a few minutes, but let's go ahead and I don't like to do strong pranayama, especially after a yin class or in a closed room. But we can do Nadi Shodan. So bring up your thumb and your two fingers. Were you going to do pranayama? Okay, good. All right, so we go ahead and do that then. See if we can get it in. Take your thumb to your right side of your nose. Inhale through your left. And hold both nostrils. Exhale through your right. You're counting at home, and it's a count of 5 that we're using. Inhaling through your right. Holding both nostrils. Exhale through your left. Inhale through your left. Hold both nostrils. Exhale through your right. Inhale through your right. Hold both nostrils. Exhale through your left. Bring your hands down in a chin mudra. And we'll settle into that. So we will start our meditation in just a couple of minutes. If you need to use the restroom or get a cool drink of water, then do that. And then I'm going to switch it over to Juanita.
Hello. Thank you, Jeff. I'm just going to let people know I'm going to put a document on the screen, And if you have a pencil and paper, you can write this, the left column down on this document. These are bijas, seed syllables. So we're going to use one of these. These are personal mantras that my teacher had given out. So we'll wait to begin, but I just wanted to kind of preempt it by putting it up there. I'll be right back.
Okay, I'm gonna go get a pencil.
Okay.
Got new towel.
Okay, so there aren't any upstairs to read them. Oh, it's okay. There's
There
still.
might be some in the bathroom closet.
Okay, all right, that's fine. But
It'll
work out. Air drying's fine.
Yeah. We'll hit the fan.
Think about those of us here in the room. Has everybody here chosen a personal mantra, or has anybody seen the list of the personal mantras and chosen one? Yeah. So I didn't bring my list, so if you want to, you can take a look at what's here.
You may be
Just
able
for this-
to print it off of that.
Oh, okay. You can. Well, I have it on my email that I sent to you, so
Yeah.
it's in that document.
Maybe.
Well, is it on your phone? It's on my phone. I can send it to your phone. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. Let's do 5 Omkars, or 5 Ohms, just to kind of bring ourselves back to some stability. That was a beautiful practice by Jeff, thank you. And much of what Jeff flowed into or talked about in terms of releasing attachments, releasing that sense of ourself, is going to flow a little nicely into what we're talking about today in our meditation. So let's go ahead and just take a moment in our seated posture. Bring ourselves back a little bit. Draw in our senses again. Just going to Om 5 times. Just sit in the silence for a moment. Exhaling full and deep. can just remain with your eyes closed for a moment. Begin to notice your breath. Feel the breath down into your belly. There's a quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. So when you're ready, you can open your eyes, come back to the room. So just like in Jeff's practice today, he helped us move and to explore and observe the parts of ourself, physically, mentally, and emotionally, and the places that we hold, the places that are fixed identity within ourselves, and the path to freedom, which is that sense of no self, that sense of being fully in the flow of creation and the river. All of the analogies that Jeff used were really helpful. Most of what we find, that aspect of creation, that seed within us, is really what, if we're looking at Satchitananda, what we're looking for in that freedom is to come back to the essence of the seed within. From that creation energy then flows outward, individually and collectively, all of us. So in the days back in the early Satya Yuga, the days when everybody was enlightened and life was good on the planet, there were, back when there were seers and sages and avatars, there was the beginning of the forgetting. There was the understanding that there was something being lost. As in creation cycle, everything has that beginning, middle, and end. So what happened was they sent the sages and the seers to the mountains to cognize the vibration of creation so it would not be forgotten. So today we have those gifts of the seed syllables that were cognized. It wasn't creating from an individual self, but it was a falling back into the truth of creation. Some lives were all their lives for one small seed syllable to drop away from the individual self into the universal self and to become that vibration and then bring it back to the people. So up on the screen today, I have a list of seed syllables that were given to me by my teacher, which is in the ancient technology of the Hindu tradition and faith, which is, thousands and thousands of years ago. And each one of these seed syllables represents a bija around the Sri chakra. And we won't go in too far to the yantra, but it is a pictorial of the energy of creation. So each one of those seed syllables contains the vibration of creation, which is individually within our own essence. So by vibrating with the mantra, by repeating the mantra internally, and by the way, the personal mantras are all internal. You never say them out loud. You never release them to another individual. It's all an individual process. You can use the channel that you've created with the personal mantra for healing, for protection, for decharging. There's many different mechanisms that you can use with the personal mantra. For today, what we're going to practice with, and it was fitting also because we were talking about sleep and how sleep can be disturbed, especially in times of chaos. The Yoga Nidra process that my teacher had given us is a little bit, it's along the same lines as what we know as eye rest or many of the ideas of the Yoga Nidra that we've seen and practiced in our yoga practice. this is a very simple mantra practice that can go along with your iRest or your Yoga Nidra practice. It doesn't really necessarily entail the physical, mental, and emotional pieces. That's kind of what we practice in our yoga practice. This is just a basic mantra practice, and it's very simple. So coming back to the personal mantra sheet, if you can follow with me, I'll just go through and say what those mantras are, and without any much of a deliberation, there'll be one that kind of pulls out, and that one you can choose for today. And we can talk more about those later, or you can get back to me and we can talk about the personal mantra. But for today, we'll choose one, and then we'll use it in our process. So I'm going to read through them, and you can follow along. Just choose one. You can write it down, but I would suggest keep it really personal with you, and maybe once you know it, just throw it away. So the first one is Om Deem, and there's an aspiration on the H, which is difficult for me. Om Deem. If I was Indian, I could probably do it better. Om Pleem, Om Ram, Om Ram Ramami, Om Ram Raksha, Om Hreem, Om Hesraim, Om Nam Raksha, Om Kleem Deem Raksha, Om Klum Raksha, Om Klum, Om Ram Klum, Om Deem Klum, and Om Ram Deem Nam Raksha. So for our purposes today, you can choose one. This can be your personal mantra, and you can charge it by just saying it as often as you can. You can use a mala to say your mantra. And you can say it 20 minutes a day, eyes closed, and eyes open as much as you like during the day. So, having chose a personal mantra, let's just take a moment and close our eyes. The repetition of the mantra wants to be easy and without effort. So you would just introduce it into your consciousness, say it internally to yourself, and then just continue to repeat that mantra with an easy cadence that you will fall into on your own. We'll go ahead and just meditate with our personal mantra for just a minute or two. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So we'll go ahead and find a comfortable spot for ourselves. Most of us were in a savasana in our yoga practice. We can go back to our bolsters, go back to maybe having the bolster on under our back and laying down on our back. Whatever you're comfortable with. In the next 10 minutes, we're going to go into a little bit of a yoga nidra. So I recommend your back if you can. See if you can remember your personal mantra or keep it close by, because we'll revisit that. And whatever feels comfortable to you for these next 10 minutes. If you were to, so let me explain a little bit. This is also one to do, a really good process to do right before you fall asleep. It's also called divine sleep. So we talked about the idea of releasing our attachments, our sense of self, and our identity to this creation. When we're sleeping, we're forgetting our body. We're forgetting all those things that have happened in the day. So we can direct our sleep. We can move our consciousness to ask for what we need in our sleep. We come out to remember what was given. So we begin with those pieces of ourselves, the physical, the mental, the emotional. We did a nice yoga practice to release some of the barnacles in our body. We can move into our mind a little bit and just notice what's there. All of meditation is relaxation with focused attention, or attention without tension. Maybe some particular emotions have been prevalent over the day or the last hour or week or months. So recognizing that the best way out is always through, and we carry the sun in ourselves. Everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of fear. Releasing the sense of I so that creation can reveal itself. Being the vehicle for the truth or the manifestation of creation. So we're going to begin just with a real simple awareness at our third eye. So that area between the eyebrows. Slightly draw your awareness there. There's another seed syllable mantra that we're going to use with this chakra. It's very simple. It's J, as in jump, and I. G is the syllable. J-I. So you can begin internally to say silently to yourself, Om G, repeating. It might just fall into G, that's okay too. Finding your own cadence in the mantra with your awareness, the third eye point. Om G. No effort. Releasing that sense of I. Thoughts may come. Simply return back to the mantra. you're ready, we're going to shift to our awareness to our two eyes. We're going to repeat a different bija sound. Shi, S-H-I, Om Shi. Again, it may fall off into a pattern of Shi, 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 or Om Shi, Om Shi. You can think of one eye then the other, or just both eyes. Pulling out the illusions from our two eyes, our sense of problems or wants. Just a few more moments here, gently, without tension, without trying. Finishing with the two eyes. Now our awareness moves to our heart. With our heart, we use the mantra Om Ta, T-A, Om Ta, plus our personal mantra. Om Ta, plus your personal mantra. With your awareness resting gently on your heart. Open heart, releasing all the desires of the heart, the kama, K-A-M-A, kama. Remaining here, becoming aware of all three areas, the third eye, the two eyes, and your heart. Recognizing the mind, consciousness, the third eye, releasing that sense of I. Three energies, the Brahman energy, love, desire for the knowing of the Atman, the universal Atman. releasing idea of self through the vision and the illusion, what we see, what we believe through sucking of the illusion through our eyes. And then in the Shiva energy, the heart, the Vishnu energy, the maintainer, the operator, the movement of emotions and fluctuations of the heart. Joining all three takes us out of time, releases that sense of self to one energy, back to the individual source of ourself. Release your awareness to the space of yourself on your mat. Back slowly, transitioning your awareness outward to the room, to the studio, to Norwood, to your neighborhood. This area in the world. So through remembering this universal soul, self, Atman, it informs us the truth of who we are, what we came to do, where we came from. Once we know this, we are the agents of the healing in the universe, in the world. We are that. Creation creating itself outside of the egoic me. So we can roll to one side when we're ready. Just slowly bring ourselves through the transition. Asking for this equanimity to come along. Eventually finding our way slowly, gently back to that seated position on the mat. One other quote from Bill Wilson: believe more deeply, hold your face up to the light, even though for the moment you do not see. So most of us don't see. I mean, that's why we're here. The illusion of Maya is covered over, and we're in a hide and seek game with self, the big S self. So let's just take a moment here and kind of reflect on that. If you have a pen and paper at home, or when you get home, you can write a little bit down of your experience. The Yoga Nidra, if you can do that for 101 days, that process, and you can reach me if you want to go over that again, and I can. It's very simple. It starts with the G, which is at your third eye, which is one of the strongest chakras in the body for identity of self and also for busting through the illusion. And then it's Shi on the eyes, and Ta plus your personal mantra for the heart. So simple process. As you're falling asleep, 10 minutes for the first, 10 minutes as you're getting ready, laying down, and then 10 minutes with your eyes closed. You can close your eyes in the first part too, on the Shi. And then typically, my experience is I barely get to Ta, and I'm already in, but you can direct your consciousness with that Ta to your heart. Ask for what it is that you're wanting in your sleep to be revealed to you, and ask that you can remember when you wake up, and have your pencil and your pen by the side of your bed, and then you can write down what comes. So just like we started in our practice in yoga, of come really inhabiting this rental house so that we can ultimately exit out, get outside of our habits, our sense of self, our box that we've created for ourselves out of fear or out of sense of protection. And we can do that every time we sleep. It's the best time actually for our spiritual practice. And if we're looking in, the 12 steps are giving us a spiritual practice to help us to deepen that connection with the higher self. And if we look in the Hindu tradition, the Atman, or the Brahma consciousness, is that in some analogy to that higher self. So we have a whole nother great list of tools and things that we can do to access that higher self, and the begging and all of the practices that we have in our recovery. So I've spoken a lot. I'm going to give everybody else a chance to say something if they like. Those of you online, maybe there was something in your experience in the meditation or our yoga practice today, or maybe there's something that just wants to come to mind. So I think we're open on the mics. Oh, let me get this one open here. Maybe we can start with you here. Is that Crystal here?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe